Sure.
Can the State Department provide documentation that the $10 million you have offered, dating back to September, exists?
Documentation?
Documentation. On Friday afternoon, there was a press release that said...
I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, okay.
I think we confirmed at the time that the Rewards for Justice program has had a reward offer of up to $10 million for information leading to the arrest or conviction of any individual. That is conveyed to the appropriate parties. We haven't made the decision beyond confirming it to put on the website or publicize further. So I'm not sure what you'd be looking for.
You said at the time, you mean last January?
Well, I said that's when we made the decision to put them on the list. Obviously, there have been an incredible level of interest. Through consultations, we decided to confirm, but we haven't made the decision to publicize it by putting it officially on the website, et cetera. But beyond that, in terms of specific documentation, I'm not sure that's something that we would have available for a program like that.
Understood. Can you describe how a secret reward system works?
Probably not. What are you looking for specifically?
Just the process. Like, who made the decision? Was it Secretary Clinton, Susan Rice, the White House? Who made the decision to offer a reward and keep it a secret? And if...
Well, broadly speaking, this Secretary Clinton made the decision to, in consultation with a range of parties, to put them on this list. In terms of the decision made about whether to publicize it or not, that's discussion made through a range of parties. Sometimes we are especially cautious about publicizing the names of suspects or bringing any additional public attention to them if there's a belief that it would be that the investigation is sensitive and it would adversely affect the process. So that's part of the decision making, and obviously you reconsider that decision just like anything over the course of time.
But if you have a secret rewards program, if nobody knows about it, how can you expect to get any answers?
I can assure you that although the reward was not posted, has not been posted on the website, our interagency partners have a range of ways of making this reward offer known as needed, and they've done that since January.
Just be a little bit more specific about what that means. Does that mean they walk up to some dude on the street in Benghazi and say, "Hey, buddy, you got some cash here if you let us know who did this"?
I can confirm that is probably not an accurate depiction, but I don't have.
Okay, so exactly how is it?
I can't outline for you.
It?
Matt, I can't outline for you more specifics. Obviously, there are a range of contexts, a range of steps that are taken. I'm not going to outline those more specifically.
The other thing, one thing I don't, perhaps you can explain to me, I don't really understand this. You said that one of the reasons for not publicizing it is because you don't want the names to get out there, right? But as I understand it, there are no names on this list. That is an event-specific award. In other words, if you have information leading to the arrest of anyone who was involved in the attack, not Mr. X, Mr. Y, and Mr. Z. So if it's an event-specific award, the argument that publicizing the names would be bad or could compromise the investigation seems to vanish into vapor.
Matt, I will have to check on that for you and the specifics of what's being publicized or not publicized. Obviously, anything that could impact an investigation is one of the bottom lines.
But is it not correct that the reward is event-specific? In other words, it is for information leading to the arrest and conviction or capture or whatever of anyone who was involved in the attack on the Benghazi mission, and not for Mr. X specifically who was involved in the attack.
I'd have to check on whether individual names are part of that process.
If Secretary Clinton approved the decision to keep this reward a secret, who made the decision within the building to make it a secret?
Well, again, Lucas, I'm not going to outline internal decision making, but there is a process in place that discusses what is the appropriate way to handle. That was a decision made. Obviously, it continues to be reviewed, and we decided to confirm it.
So the State Department's position is you had a secret negotiations about a secret awards program. How do you expect to
It's
catch
hardly
them?
a secret awards program. Our desire to catch these suspects is hardly secret. It's a top priority for the administration. The decision was made for a range of reasons that we were not going to publicize the fact that they are a part of this list. Obviously, we've made a decision to confirm it, but I don't think anybody should question our desire to catch these suspects.
And why was that decision made after repeated questions about these suspects?
Well, there's obviously an ongoing review of any of these cases on whether to keep public or private. There was a great deal of interest in response to an inquiry from Congress. We confirmed that, and we've confirmed it for all of you since then.
Geneva too?
Sure.
Okay, now that the United Nations has announced...
Just one second. Can I, so you are well aware, as is everyone probably in this room, that this topic was a matter of question for some time. So why was it the decision was made to give the answer to members of Congress, and after it had been raised numerous times by my colleague over here?
I think that is evidence that it's not just in response to that. You obviously have to make the decision through consultation with the appropriate parties that this is the appropriate step to make, and that takes some time. And so we came to that conclusion and confirmed it following that.
Okay, so just to put a fine point on this, members of Congress who inquired about this were told roughly at about the same time as we were.
Well, there's been, I believe there was a letter that was sent.
Right. But they didn't know for months and months ago.
Well, there were questions raised. There was an internal discussion. A decision was made.
No, I understand
we informed
that.
members of Congress.
Were members of Congress aware that this reward existed back in January or February or March or April or May or June or July?
I'm not sure
August,
what they were or weren't
September,
aware of in January, February, March. Some may have been.
That this decision was made this January?
How do I prove it?
How can you prove that this decision was made last January?
Well, you're just going to have to take the word of the United States government on that, Lucas.
Okay.
Saeed?
Geneva too, you have anything to update us on that?